Okay, episode 10. And yeah, I guess we're seeing now the side of the Lions, but Reinhardt was really lucky from the last episode because he could have really died, and he was right. The cane was right in front of him, and it was just a coincidence that the butler took it outside, and he was at least far from the impact of the explosion. And I guess this is the last day for the 13th feet. Oh no, no, I forgot. I'm not sure. They've already finished with their server. Yeah, he's really famous now. But the problem is, he was not able to get the retirement that he wanted. And yeah, he'll be now used even more for propaganda, for them to fight more wars to come. And is they're just going to keep using him. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, kill more people. Just like from the last episode, last episode. Give the young ones a chance to die. Yeah. It's no different on what's happening to the politics today. They they use every opportunity, every event to make their name more valuable and more recognized. It's kind of sad that the people doesn't really see that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's they'd use every person, every event, even a tragic one, to make it sound like they really care, to propel their ambition to become elected. Who are these? Are these relatives of? So those guys are with Jessica. Oh yeah. Yeah, he doesn't have a choice. Yeah. So there are people that really, yeah, wants to stop the war because people are they just keep throwing people at the battle, and just how long will they be able to do that? How many people can they sacrifice to just keep on going with this war? And maybe eventually he will ditch the invitation. Uh, uh, yeah, I don't think he can live a private life anymore. Oh, I guess one of Jessica's, yeah, he's with Jessica's group. And I think this peace party anti-war alliance will eventually grow bigger. I think they will be the turning point in revolutionizing the alliance, because who they're the only ones who's really, yeah, he can't involve again, because there's no one really trying to oppose the government except for them. They're the only ones who's daring to do that. Sorry. Oh, they're doing the same thing. Wow. Yeah. I think anyone who will keep on losing their family because of this war will eventually have enough of it, because there's really not much of a progress. I guess with Yang Wenli's accomplishment with the Easterlon Fortress, it is the biggest progress that they had, but still, it's not enough, I think. Wow. Oh, really? Is this Jessica? Yeah. She somewhat looks similar with Reinhardt's sister. Oh, it was John. Oh, it was. He keeps on stepping her. Yeah. It, Oh, the rivalry between friends. He just focused on. Oh, is this a piece? Oh, yeah. And they will just disclose it as an accident. Yeah. It's somewhat the similar situation with the Empire. Yeah. Oh, the candidate. Guess this might force Yang Wenli to, yeah, eventually stood up against the war, because he really has no motivation in trying to stop the war. But I think with what's happening and also with his feelings for Jessica, I think that would be the key for him to having that drive, that motivation to go with the anti-war party. Or yeah, because he's just quiet. He doesn't really, yeah. Oh, that would make her in a bit more, a much more dangerous position than just being a member. And he's the face of that. Wow, she won. I guess the event with the accident really benefited the anti-war alliance, anti-war party. Yeah, tune it. Yeah, but he already has his feelings towards Jessica. But I guess that's somewhat. Yeah, they have the upper hand now. And the good thing is with Jessica being appointed as winning the election, it is a big step forward towards being able to at least be able to find a way to stop the war. But still, being thrown it as the leader of that of Free Planet Alliance, it is still unless you get to that point of position. I think unless that will be the only way for you to be able to finally stop the war. And yeah, I guess it doesn't really make sense if it's going to be Yang Wenli who will be appointed as president. So because he's not really interested in politics, he's not even interested in being in the war. And yeah, I think it makes perfect sense that it would be Jessica who's going towards this politics. And I think Yang Wenli will be the one who's going to be supporting her from the shadows, because right now he's the face of the military. He's the face of the war, and I think eventually he will have to speak what he thinks about this war, so that at least that to. But I guess I'm not sure if it will create an impact. But yeah, he never really denied that he hates the war. But yeah, but the politicians just keep using him as a propaganda to keep on going with the war. It's really messed up, with especially with how many people has died. And yeah, eventually um, they will just keep on losing people, losing kids, losing sons or daughter or father. So yeah, at least we've seen a development for the I think that the main objective of this whole anime is to eventually come to that point, to the point where the alliance and the empire will come into a peace agreement. But there's also another um, I think will become one of their biggest problem in the future is the Fezan. Because so far I think the Fezan is just a is observing what is happening. But I think eventually they will finally make a move that will make the war between um, the alliance and empire even much more bigger and more stakes at hand. And I think one of the things that motivates a war even more is um, tragic events, or yeah, especially maybe if they could fabricate um, a very maybe an a mass murder kind of thing, if they launch a bomb towards a lot of civilians. I think if they could do that even without the empire's even if the empire doesn't want to do that, the if someone behind the scenes, or maybe the Fezan or the alliances could do that, that will just bring more anger and flame towards fighting against this um, against the empire. Because I think right now their propaganda is freedom and freedom and freedom and peace. No, freedom and yeah, it's more about freedom and liberty and things like that. But I think one of the one of the biggest motivation for people in going into war is most of the time is vengeance. So I think eventually they will have to use that card and to make people um, become much more motivated into going into war. Because right now, I think the soldiers are just being forced into going into the war, and I think eventually that will settle down, and eventually because of the moves of Jessica Edwards, and also with I think with Reinhard being able to revolutionize the empire, eventually the war will stop. But what I'm worried about is that somehow maybe the Fezan or maybe someone from the Empire or from the Alliance, maybe the pro-war, um, will create a situation where the people will be forced into going to war. They will be much more motivated into creating this fighting the Empire or the Alliance, either way. So, because that's what I've seen from um, other anime, and also with real life events, um, that motivated people to fight against different countries because of the hatred, and also the the means to get vengeance towards that certain people. So yeah, I think it's a really messed up situation that has happened in generations. And yeah, we're seeing that here. Even though this is just an anime, they're still showing a lot of things that has really happened in the past. And yeah, with the politics, and whenever there's a group that tries to voice out their opinion towards the war, to stop this war, eventually the pro-war people will make a move, and they will just make it as a accident. But of course, the people will definitely, the public um, will will eventually find out or realize that it seems obvious that why did they why did they hit why did they destroy the headquarters of the Peace Alliance group, and it's at the peak of the election. So yeah, it makes sense, and it's obviously pointing towards the opposition of that group. So yeah, then that's, I think, what really propelled Jessica Edwards from winning the election. I guess what they didn't expect is for Jessica Edwards to be able to survive that explosion, because if all of the members are inside that place and they kill them off, I think they would have won the election. But still, that will also motivate other people to realize what is happening in their planet, or in the alliance. So yeah, these two sides of the coin, the Empire and Alliance. So there you can never really see who's good, who's bad from either side. You can and they almost just have the same situation. And yeah, and usually that's also the case with other countries who was at war. You can never really say that this country is bad, this country is bad, because it's really about who's the leaders who's manipulating or controlling the things that is happening. And the ones who are being victims of the war are the people of those countries, the soldiers who's just trying to fight for their country, trying to fight for their family, for their freedom, things like that. But it's really sad, because most of the time it's not really the case. They're fighting because of other other people's benefit, not for their country. And yeah, it's really sad to see that. So how about you guys? What are your thoughts on this episode? Just leave your comments down below. And also, please like this video and subscribe for more updates. And I also would like to thank my patrons for supporting me in doing this. If you want to help support my channel and also have an early access of my reaction videos, just check out the link in the description down below. And yeah, thank you again for being here. See you in my next video. Have a great day. Goodbye.